Let's get everybody in. Oh, look how many people are here. Kate, you all right to do the weight room for me? Thank you, because I am bad at multitasking. Okay, good evening, guys. So nice to see so many of you joining live tonight as well. So please excuse me, I am filled with cold, so if I cough my way through this, bear with me. But I'm excited to share this with you guys tonight. We are going to be talking about getting more clients, getting busy. And do you know what? I'm not a business coach. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I am a business coach. I think there's far too many business coaches out there these days. But what I am here to tell you and show you is what's worked for me in my business over the years. So I'm going to be kind of going through this with you from first-hand experience. Anyone that knows me knows that I am fabulous at waffling on, so I'm going to try not to keep you on here all night. We're just going to jump straight in, get down to the nitty-gritty, and hopefully you guys will have some things to take away from today and start working on. I know it's been a bit of a funny time in the industry at the minute. I speak to a lot of you guys on guidance calls, and I feel like there's a lot of lack of motivation and like a little bit of a lull at the minute. So hopefully this will give you a little kick up the bum that you need as well to get back in the zone. So I'm just going to share my screen. Let's pull this up. So I will keep an eye on the chat box as I go, but we have got time specifically designated tonight for Q&A. So pop your comments in the chat box as we go, and I will try and make sure I answer everybody. Okay, so let's get rid of my chat box for once. So I'm just going to put that down there. I've got a million things open. Right, before we get started, I just would like to know where you are at in your business right now. So who we've got on here tonight. So if you are just starting out in your business, pop a 1 in the comments for me. If you're about 6 to 12 months in, a 2, 1 to 2 years in, a 3. If you've got 2+ years experience, give me a little 4, just so I can kind of get an idea of where everyone is at. 4 4 4 1 1 2 2 4 3 2 1 1 1, just approaching 2 4 2 4 4 1 3 3 4. Oh, my first client cancelled, Joanna. Family are the worst, I'm telling you. They are the worst clients, friends and family. 4 months qualified. 1 4 3 4 6 years in. Lovely. Okay, so we have got a nice little mix of everyone in here today. To be honest, it doesn't really matter how far into business you are, you're always going to be learning. And that's one thing that I never stop doing. I never stop learning. I never stop advancing my knowledge and my skills, whether it's PMU or it's business or it's mindset or it's self-development. We are always growing. Excuse me. So I've just put on here before we get started for you to have a think about what is your why. And if you've never done the 7 whys, then I want you to do this as soon as you come off this webinar tonight. So I want you to set yourself a little reminder to do your 7 whys, because it's really, really important that we are clear on our why. And if you're not clear, you're going to find yourself just fumbling through business with no clear direction, no clear goals. You know you want more clients, but you don't even know why you want more clients. So the 7 whys are, it really gets you going deep. So what is your why? Like, what is your end goal? You'd write that down. Then you'd ask yourself, why? Why is that my end goal? You write the answer. Then you're going to ask yourself, why again? And you keep asking yourself why to the previous answer 7 times. And it really helps you think and get clear on what is important to you. I wish I learned this much sooner than I did, because when I first started in business, I never really knew my why. I never really knew my vision or well, I thought I knew what I wanted, but I didn't really know why. So the first thing I want you to do when you come off this webinar is do your 7 whys. I really, really want you to get clear on your vision. And I don't want you to compare yourself to anyone else in this industry, because everyone has their own unique whys. Everyone is on their own journey, and it needs to resonate with you. If you listen to the podcast that we've just launched, me and SJ was talking about this last week, or on Monday it went live. And like my big goal when I started my beauty business was to have that great big high street salon, has loads of staff working for me. That was my goal. But I don't actually know why that was my goal. I guess it's because it made me feel successful, or made me feel like I'd made it. So I chased that dream for a very, very long time. And when I got it, it didn't make me happy. It wasn't actually what I wanted at all from life and business. But because I didn't sit and do this, so I feel like I wasted a shit ton of years chasing a dream that wasn't actually my dream. So I really just want you to do that. We are going to cover today, I'm going to just talk you through a little bit about my journey, what I've done over the years. I'm going to talk to you about your target audience. So I really want you to be clear on your target audience, who you are talking to and why, and how we are going to evoke feelings. We are going to sell feelings, not things, because that is what actually works. We're going to talk about your online presence today, your content marketing, the importance of collaboration and networking, and then my favourite and the thing that has actually kept me busy all these years without doing most of the other stuff is reviews and referrals. It's something that I feel is way too underestimated. If you was on the PMU Power Hour with us on Monday this week, we did touch on this bit already. But for me, it's the most important, and I'm going to explain to you why. We're going to have a little chat about knowing your numbers, and doing more of what works, less of what doesn't work. Okay, so just a little bit about me for those of you that don't know me, and are wondering who the hell is she and why should I listen to her. So I started in business, started my own business in 2003. And I started with beauty. It was actually when I was pregnant. I fell pregnant at a very young age of just 19. I was currently working in accounts up the city, decided that I didn't want to be up the city. So I took myself to evening college and done my beauty therapy MVQ. Now, beauty for me was just going to be a little bit of pocket money, I guess, to get me through the first couple of years of being a mum, until I decided what I actually really wanted to do with my life. Little did I know that I was actually going to bloody love it. I am a little bit of a science geek. I did do biology and chemistry A-levels, because I originally was going to go to uni for science, but didn't quite make it to uni. So I actually really enjoyed the geeky, sciencey part of beauty, whereas everybody else really enjoyed the practical side on my college course. Done my college course, started as a mobile therapist. I'd done that for a little while, absolutely hated being mobile. I'm a very OCD, organised person, and living out of a box killed me. So then I decided to convert my mum and dad's garage because my little flat wasn't quite big enough. Converted their garage into a little studio, and I worked out of my garage for a long time. I then started doing clinics, so I started working in other people's salons. I'd do a day there, a day there, a day there, just to really build my clientele. And that was one way that actually really got me busy quick, was by doing different clinics in different locations, because that clinic was advertising me. I was now reaching a completely different audience to my own in a completely different area. So I went to, like, I'd go to Billericay one week, and then the next week I was in Chelmsford, and the next week I was in Romford, like not too far from me. Everything was about a half an hour drive from me, 40 minutes max. But I used their audiences and their current clientele to build my own clients. So if that's something that you haven't done, I would definitely consider it. If you really need that little boost. Sorry, just put my phone on silent. In 2012, I had my eyebrows tattooed. Absolutely fell in love with the treatment, and I was a bit of a little course junkie at this point, so decided that I had to train in this as well. And at one point, I was then doing everything. So I was doing nails, I was doing lashes, I was doing waxing, I was doing tinting, henna, lash lifts. I then even went and trained in hairdressing. I was doing hair as well. And then I trained in permanent makeup, and I was literally doing everything. And this is what I put on my post when you registered for this webinar. Do you know when I actually got really, really busy with tattooing? It was when I cut out all the other treatments. I feel that tattooing, permanent makeup, is such a specialized treatment. And if you are trying to do everything and you can't give it your full attention, I find it's really going to take you much longer to excel in permanent makeup. So if permanent makeup is your passion and that is where you really want to grow, you have to focus on it. You really do have to focus on it. I was maybe slotting in 1 or 2 clients a month for permanent makeup in my diary amongst all my other treatments. I was never amazing at it when I first started, but again, I didn't really dedicate enough time to it. And then I just woke up one morning and I think I had a full day of like nails and lashing, and I thought, I don't want to do this. I don't enjoy it. This doesn't set me alight anymore. I'd done it for so many years. I could literally do it with my eyes closed. I wanted to do more tattooing. That was what excited me. And I think that's why I'm still in love with the treatment, is because we never stop learning with this. Like, I don't think I'll ever get to the point with PMU like I did with beauty, where I can literally do it with my eyes shut and not have to think about it. It always keeps us on our toes. We're always being thrown challenges. And that was where I decided that I wanted my focus to be. So I woke up one morning and decided, I'm not doing beauty no more. I'm not doing any of it. I literally texted all my clients that morning and was like, I'm sacking you all as clients. This is my focus. This is where I want to spend my time. I then put out a post for models. I done models for £75 a session. And I literally just got model after model after model after model after model back to back for weeks on end. I'd just done permanent makeup. And when you do that amount of treatments so close together, I can't tell you how life-changing this is. Your confidence grows so much quicker than when you are trying to do 1 or 2 clients a week, if you're lucky. Because when you have a big gap in between each client, by the time you do the next one, you feel like you're starting again. And I know that's probably not relevant to some of you guys that have been going 3-4 years plus, but for those of you that are in the early days, I would honestly just get models in and do as many as you can as close together to really kind of grow your confidence and feel feel comfortable in that treatment. I know there's a lot of stigma about doing offers and models, and people are on the Facebook groups bitching about people doing discounts. Stay in your own lane. Do not worry about what anybody else is doing. You've got to do what's right for your business. And for me, at that point of my career, it wasn't about earning £400 from a treatment. It was about getting experience. It was building a portfolio. It was building my confidence, so that when I did charge £400, I was confident in charging £400. offers are not there just to get clients. They are there to build you up as an artist as well. That will then also lead me on to the referrals, which I'm going to come on to in a little while. I would say 80% of my clientele comes through referral, not through social media or websites or online marketing. It comes through word of mouth and referral. And that's why I'm going to talk about that at the end and why it's so important. But the more clients you do, the more referrals you're going to get. It's like a snowball effect, but you've got to get them initial clients in the door first. I'm jumping ahead as I always do. Now, before I started teaching permanent makeup, I was already teaching beauty. I used to teach for a private company, Flirties, for lashes, spray tanning, that side of things. So I already had my teaching qualification in place. I could already teach a course. I just wasn't teaching permanent makeup straight away. Obviously, because I had to have been doing it a good few years myself, I have to, if I'm going to teach something, I have to be fully confident in it, and I have to think that I can answer any question that's thrown my way. I think I was probably about 3 to 4 years in, and then I've started getting people asking me, will I mentor them? Will I help them, show them my technique? That was kind of how I then started my permanent makeup training, through mentoring. From there, I went on to do my beginner courses and my master classes, and then I've become an Ofqual regulated level 4 centre as well. So that it kind of all just snowballs round. I eventually got my first commercial premises. So my first commercial premises, it was like an office building that I took on 2 offices, knocked them through, put them together and converted them into like a beauty room. And then it was about 2 years later, we moved downstairs into that high street location. I then went on as well to launch online webinars. With the teaching came the online supply store. So I know many of you guys already shop with us for supplies, but that kind of came from my teaching, because I had students and I needed kits, and they was always asking me where to get products from. It made sense for me to be able to supply them with that. Following on from that, we launched the PMU Circle, which is your online membership for further education. And the latest project that we was working on is the PMU Pod, which is our hands-on workshops across the country, and then our online directory to raise standards. So that's my journey so far in a nutshell. One thing that was always drummed into me, so I've always invested in myself and business. I've always paid money out for business coaches, business mentoring, and I've also done a lot of self-development work, even if it's just reading it's like a book. But one thing that cropped up over and over again was MSIs. So having multiple streams of income. So one thing that I just want you to think about is, how can you have multiple streams of income from permanent makeup? Because if you look at my journey, I've got my tattooing, I've got my clinic, I've got my teaching and my mentoring, I've got my online webinars, I've got my online store, I've got the membership, so I've got subscriptions, and then I've got the PMU Pod, which is our directory. So that's 6 streams of income there from me being a permanent makeup artist. Obviously then with the commercial premises as well, I had staff. So I had other artists working under me, renting my beds from me or on a commission basis. And then we had retail as well. So that's what, 7, 8, 9 streams of income. So it's something that I just want to leave with you to think about, because there are always ways of you generating revenue where you are not trading your time for money. Because in our industry, this is what's built into us. Yeah, we work, we get paid hourly, time for money. So when you're not working, you're not getting paid. If you go on holiday, you're not getting paid. But there are so many other ways that you can generate revenue. Now, was this easy? No. It definitely hasn't been easy. I've slogged my guts out for the last 20 years at this business. I think growing a business that definitely takes dedication from you, and it really comes from how much time you're willing to put into your business as to how much you're going to get back from your business. And do you know what? I would say the most important thing with running a business is your mindset. Honestly, I cannot stress how important having the right mindset is for running your own business. Do you know what? Actually, it was Katie. When I employed Katie to help me with admin, I hadn't even touched on mindset ever in my career or my life ever. Never. It's never been anything I was interested in. Katie is very, very big on mindset. Those of you that are in the circle will know, because she does some mindset modules with you guys. But it was her that kept on at me about my mindset, and I need to do this and I need to do that. And I used to say, oh, I'm not interested in all that woo-woo rubbish. I ain't got time for it. I'm too busy. But actually, when I got into mindset and more kind of self-development on myself, that was when my business actually propelled forward 10 times quicker. So it really does all start in your mind. It's your attitude towards things. It's, you know, if you're facing a problem, like now, if you're quiet and you don't have clients, what do? Do you just sit and whinge and moan and give up and maybe go and get a job in Tesco or somewhere? Or do you find your solutions? Because that only comes from you. It's how you deal with problems and how you find those solutions. And that is all just mindset. My mindset and my goals have changed massively over the years as well. A few years ago, we was maybe like a month short of revenue for turning over 7 figures. And that was always my goal, to turn over 7 figures. And again, I don't really know why that was my goal. It meant nothing when I broke it down, but that was my goal. This year, I've done a complete 360. I've closed down my high street clinic. I've got rid of pretty much all of my staff other than Katie and Danielle. I've moved back into a converted garage at home, just because my goals and my money goals and my life goals have changed throughout these 20 years of business. And actually, having that time and that freedom is more important to me than being stuck in a clinic 24/7, slogging my ass out. So just always check in with your whys every now and again and make sure they still align with you and you're still on track for what you really want, not what you feel that you should have because everyone else has it. Okay, so hopefully that just shows you that anything is possible, no matter where you are at in your business. Anything is possible if you truly believe it is. That's what I just wanted to touch on from that last slide. Right, so let's get talking. I'm just going to quickly just check on this chat box before I move on. I have no idea what pro is. I'm that new. Oh, Jessica. I'll tell you what pro is when I come to it. Don't worry about that. So I'm in the same situation. This makes so much sense. Always been advised against offers. Amber, I see so many people saying it in the forums now. Don't do offers. Don't do offers. But why? If it's going to get you clients in the door and you're covering your product cost and you're getting experience and you're growing in confidence and you're building a portfolio, honestly, I don't understand why there's such a bad stigma with offers. Do you know what I feel a lot of it is? It's people that are charging full price don't like you doing offers because they feel like you're going to take clients away from them. But actually, a client is going to go to whoever a client wants to go to, regardless of price. There is plenty of work out there for everybody. So you have to do what's right for you. Any tips on getting models? I'm not coming from beauty, so don't have any clients already. This is where social media is really good. So your Instagram, your Facebook. And do you know where I used to get loads of models from? Local selling sites. So, you know, like your local area has a selling site. Like for us, we've got Upminster and Hornchurch selling and Havering and Thurrock. So local areas are really good as well. When you go in a group and you're going to post, Do not just go in and post like you're selling. Go in and introduce yourself and let people know what you have to offer. I was always taught from my coaches, whenever you're going to post in a group, imagine you're walking into a room full of other people. Would you go in and go straight in with the offer, or would you walk up to that group of people and introduce yourself first? So treat a Facebook group or a community like as if you're walking into a room full of people. When you do an offer, you really want to put a limit on it. So I would always say, like, I have just 5 spaces for this specific treatment available. You must agree to before and after photos being used on social media. If you have any other stipulations, you can put them in, but you need to create a bit of urgency with an offer post. So you have to put a limit on it, or, you know, I've got just 5 spaces, or this is only valid for the next, you know, appointments have to be confirmed within the next couple of days, or however you want to create that urgency. But if I said I only have 5 spaces and I had 15 people message me for that offer, I'd done all 15 people. No one knew. But for me, it was just the more bodies on my bed, the better. The more experience I got, the quicker I grew my confidence, and the bigger my portfolio became. How do you find a good business mentor? That's a really, really good question, Emma. I'll come on to that one at the end, actually, because I've had lots of different mentors over the years. But I really think you need to connect with that mentor personally. Like, you have to like them because you're going to work quite closely with them. People say that offers will show that you're not having clients and desperate to have one. Yeah, and again, a lot of people say that, but I disagree completely. Do you know what? I still do offers now. My diary is fully booked till mid-January. I am not short of clients. But if I ever do a masterclass or I learn a new technique with somebody, first thing I do is put an offer out and get 5 models in at a reduced rate, because I want to put what I've just learned into practice, and I want to do it over and over again so that I don't forget it. So it doesn't always mean that you're short of clients at all. And again, this is where social media has its downside, I think. Okay, so, oh, hang on, I've just realised Kate's gone and there's 14 people in the wait room. Let me just let them in. Okay, so I'm going to just talk you through the key points for growing your business, basically. First of all, it's defining your target audience. And a lot of people don't like to do this because they feel like they're going to miss other people. One thing I have learned over the years is that you can't attract everybody. And the more specific you get, actually, the more you touch people with your wording and your posts, and the more bookings you will get. So stop trying to attract every single person out there. What's your style of work? So before you work out who your ideal client is, what's your style of work? Who is going to be attracted to your style of work? Because some of us do very soft, natural tattooing. Some of us do those more kind of, we're known for those bolder, stronger finishes. So like for me, I don't do a lot of bold work. A lot of my work is very soft, very natural. I don't attract the younger clientele because I don't do those bold finishes. It's not what I'm posting. It's not what I'm putting out there. I do a lot of hair strokes. I do a lot of soft kind of barely there finishes, very translucent work. So I naturally attract more mature clients that don't want big bold brows. So my ideal client is not a 20-year-old gym bunny that wears a full face of makeup every day, because she doesn't like my work. So she's never going to be my ideal client. Also, I like older people. They look after they follow their aftercare. They do as you tell them. They don't put a full face of makeup on the next morning. I have much less problems with my older clientele. So if you haven't done this before, I want you to create an ideal client. And this is who you talk to when you post. When you're writing a post, you should always be talking to one person. just one person, and forget about everybody else. I definitely find we attract people like us. I find people connect with us when they're similar to us. So your ideal client could be someone very, very similar to you. But how many times have you scrolled through Facebook or Instagram and a post or a caption has really grabbed your attention because it really resonates with you? You know, when you scroll and you think, oh my God, they must be listening to me. Well, that's Alexa listening to my bloody conversation again. It's not, it's just very good copywriting. And it's very good Facebook ads, very good targeting, but that's because they're talking to you specifically and they're not trying to talk to everybody. So your ideal client, if you've never done this exercise before, put it on your to-do list with your 7 whys for when you come off of this or at some point this week to really get specific with your ideal client. I want you to think, you can even give her a name. What's her name? How old is she? Does she work? Is she a stay-at-home mum? Does she even have kids? Don't she have kids? Is she married? Is she single? Is she wealthy? Is she pre-skin? How would her friends describe her? Is she a makeup wearer? Is she more of a natural person? What sort of challenges does she have with beauty? How can you solve a problem for her? And how will this make her feel? And we're going to come on to this. We're going to be talking more about feelings, not stuff. But the more specific you know this ideal client in your head, the more you can really, really talk to them. So that when they are scrolling on Facebook, it's your post that stands out to them because you're talking straight to them. If you are a pro member, I want you to go and watch the copywriting module if you haven't watched it already. Because everyone scrolls past this module because no one really knows what it's all about and you think it doesn't interest you. But copywriting is literally what we do in everything. Our emails, our social media posts, our text messages, our blogs, like literally everything that we write for our business is copy. And the module really gets you thinking about how you word things, because marketing is just all about wording. It's just all about wording it right so that you trigger that emotion in somebody. Also remember that clients there's many different buying personalities out there. You're going to have clients that are emotional buyers or clients that are impulsive buyers, clients that will do their research for 20 years before they actually book. Everyone is different. So when you're doing your client avatar, I want you to think, what kind of buying personality is she as well? I would say I fall into 2 different buying personalities. I am a very impulsive buyer. Like if I want something and I know I want it, I generally will buy whatever the first one is that I come across. I'm not someone that goes off and does a load of research a lot of the time. I'm impatient and I'm impulsive and I want it now. But I am also a very emotional buyer and a relational buyer. So I buy from people. If someone that I like is selling something, I buy from them. Maybe not because maybe I don't even want what they're selling, but I buy from it. I buy from them because I like them. And this is why it's so important that we show up on our socials and we show our personality. And you do videos and you go live. And I know loads of you hate doing this. But the more you can do it, the more your audience will actually get to know you and connect with you. And remember, it's all about that know, like, and trust. And those clients that will buy from people they like, if they like you, they are booking with you. Excuse me. And then just one more thing I just want to touch on is the awareness, consideration, and ready to buy phases. So just remember that people that are following you right now or that are messaging you for a price list, they might not be in that ready to buy stage yet. They may just be considering permanent makeup and they're just doing their research. but they're not ready to buy yet. So when you're messaging with somebody and they are they're not booking straight away, I see a lot of people on the forums be like, oh, you know, they're time wasters, they're just a waste of time, I haven't got time for this, I'm too busy. But they're just not ready to buy yet. It doesn't mean that they're not going to book with you 6 months down the line. So this is where your client service, customer service is so important, and you showing up on your socials and staying fresh in their mind so that when they are ready to buy, they haven't forgot about you. But any person that messages you, remember, it's never a waste of time. They just may not be ready yet. You've got to think as well, permanent makeup is a pretty big commitment. People should be doing their research, and people should be taking their time before they book in with someone. They should be messaging you and asking questions or coming to see you for a consultation. They're the sort of clients that I want, the clients that actually take this seriously. Okay, so that's defining your target audience. Does that make sense, all of that? Yeah, I can see lots of nodding. Any questions on any of that? Hopefully, if you don't already have your ideal client, you will have by the end of this week, so that when you are doing your copy, you know exactly who you are talking to. Okay, we're going to do a little exercise now, wake you all back up again, because we know I love to ramble. This was something I learned on a course that I done last year. And you will see this in my content over and over again now, because it works. It bloody works. And this is where we start triggering those emotions rather than just selling stuff or selling, you know, things. We want to be selling emotions. We want our audience to really feel the transformation that we create for our clients, and for them to realize that they need it. So I want you to write down where your potential client is now before she's had permanent makeup. So we always have to consider, what are they thinking, what are they feeling, and what are they doing? So this is before they have come to see you, before they've had their eyebrows tattooed or their eyeliner or their lips, or if you do scalp or any other treatment. I want you to put some ideas in the comments for me if you can. So what do you think they are thinking right now? They've got no eyebrows. What are they thinking? Nervous, yeah. Fed up. Recommendations: overwhelmed, low self-esteem, low confidence, anxious, using the wrong products, tired of drawing their brows in each day. They don't know where to start looking. Envious, yep. Would be nice to wake up with brows on. Frustrated, lacking confidence, inaccurate drawing, can never draw my brows on evenly, saving time, feeling the effects of aging, unattractive. Yes, so you are on the right track. That's exactly what we need to be thinking. So these are our clients' pain points, yeah? These are the things you talk to in your copy, because this is what's going to stop them scrolling. Want to look youthful, don't know how to make their brows better, they're not right for their face shape, they feel old and washed out. Yeah, frustrated, drawing the same on every day. Exactly. So that's what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and what they're doing. You guys have pretty much covered it all in all of those messages. Okay, so now on the other side, we're going to write a list of how they feel after they've had permanent makeup. It's taken years off of them physically. Yep. Beautiful, amazing, perfect shape, confident, fabulous, instant eye lift, prettier. Love it, love it, love it. Confident, confident, easy mornings, more time, more youthful, feel younger looking, more time, easier to keep up with, saving time and frustration. Want to cry, not had eyebrows for years. Happy to not have to think about doing them daily. Wish they'd done it sooner. Finally got my brows back. So this is your starting point, okay? So you've got a list of all these pain points of why a client needs permanent makeup. And then you've got all of your after list that is the transformation that you are going to take them on. So you are going to take them from feeling this or thinking this or doing this to feeling, thinking and doing this. This is what we write in our copy, in our social media posts, in our emails, our texts, our blogs, our website copy. So this is where you can then get your positioning statement from. So you're going to use these messaging maps to communicate with your audience. Now, you might have different messaging maps. So if you're a trainer as well, for example, you'll have a messaging map for clients, for brows, a messaging map for lips, a messaging map for eyeliner. Then you'll have a messaging map for students, beginner students, advanced students. So you can get as many of these together as you need, depending on who you're talking to in that post. So an example of how you would put this together would be, I help women go from 1, 2 and 3 off your first column to 1, 2 and 3 from your second column. So you will see something like this from me on the PMU circle. And this is exactly how I've done this. So I help permanent makeup artists go from feeling overwhelmed, anxious and confused to become confident, supported and successful artists. So can you see in just one sentence, I have shown you as a permanent makeup artist that transformation that I can take you on through the PMU Circle Pro. And that is done the exact same way. I've listed all of your pain points and I've listed all of the benefits of joining us in Pro, and I've put it together in one statement. So see, like on your Instagram, you've got your bio. If you actually had something like this in your bio, do you know how many more people you're talking to? Like how much you're going to touch them more, or how many more inquiries that would generate, rather than you just saying permanent makeup artist, lash artist, brow artist, just like listing what you do. Instead, you're talking to them and you're giving them a solution to their problems before they've even spoken to you. So these kind of statements should be everywhere. They should be in your bios, on your websites, in all of your copy somewhere. Because now we're triggering feelings, and people buy from their feelings way more than you giving them a whole bunch of stuff. If you can trigger that emotion in somebody, they are 10 times more likely to actually buy from you. This is such good advice. I am glad it's helping, Hannah. So you can write these out over and over again, and you can change this up, and you can make this specific to each different thing that you're selling or that you're offering. But I promise you it works. Okay, so building an online presence. Building an online presence is important, even though I'm still going to say not all my clients come from online. It is important in this day and age that we live in, because where does everybody go when they want something these days? When they're looking for something, they are straight on their phones, Googling it or going on Instagram and searching for it. So my top tips for you with your online presence: make sure you have a professional looking website and it's optimized for SEO, specifically local SEO if you are only offering treatments, because you want to be attracting or being found by clients in your area. So if someone goes online and searches permanent makeup in Hornchurch, for instance, where I was based, I want to make sure I'm on that first page of Google. So that's local SEO. Is Wix okay? Jill, as long as it's a professional looking website and it does the job, it's absolutely fine. You don't need to go out and spend thousands and thousands on a website. But clients, they do want to see a website. They want a little point, they want somewhere to go on and read about you and look at your work and look at your prices. I know loads of people that don't put their prices on their website. Do you know if I'm shopping for something and I can't see a price instantly, I won't even bother messaging you, because I'm doing stuff normally at stupid o'clock. It's either 5 o'clock in the morning or it's 10 o'clock at night when I'm not going to be able to speak to you on the phone. I just want to know what the price is. I haven't got time to research. And this is the thing, in this day and age, everyone is busy. So a lot of people will say to you, don't put your prices on the website, make them message you, get them into a conversation. Hey, I ain't got time for a conversation. You've just lost me as a client because I can't see your price. I don't know why people hide their prices personally, because you've got to give it to them eventually anyway. Yeah, Amy said, I'm the same, love knowing the price right away. So I would personally put my prices are everywhere. They're all on my website. I don't hide my prices. But it's a place where they can go, they can check out you, they can read about you, they can see your prices, they can look at your work, and then they can contact you if they want to contact you. I feel like websites are so underestimated in our industry. I'm still someone that searches on Google first. So if I'm looking for something, I'll search on Google. Then when I've found a few on Google, then I'll go onto Instagram and then I'll stalk them a little bit before I actually commit and book with them. But if I don't find them on Google, it's unlikely I'm finding them on social media. So you want to be getting found on Google as much as you want to be getting found on socials. Google listings are free. They don't even cost you anything but a little bit of time in setting it up and updating it. Nothing more frustrating than not being able to find a price or location. Rebecca, location as well. Please have your location everywhere. I hate it when I can't see where someone is. Location should be at the top of everything. People need to know where you are straight away. So if you don't have a Google listing, please get a Google listing. It's free, it's easy to set up. Then you want to start treating your Google listing like you would a social media platform. Keep it updated. You can post offers to your Google listing. You can put pictures on there. You want to encourage people to leave reviews. We've just done it in the circle. So I never had a Google listing for the PMU circle. I only had it for my clinic. I've set it up for the circle. I just done a competition with our pro members to leave me a Google review, and they're going to win. They're going to win a prize. Someone will win a prize. So that's something you could do with clients. Who wants to win £100 voucher? So all you've got to do is go and leave us a Google review, and we'll be picking a winner at the end of the month. Something as simple as that. Because you ask someone to leave you a Google review, with all good intentions, they will intend to. But again, people get busy, and leaving you that Google review is not their top priority. You're offering a £100 voucher, all of a sudden leaving you a Google review becomes a priority. So a little incentive sometimes goes a long way. My prices are lower than other artists in my area. I'm scared people will think I'm not as good if prices are lower, so don't put prices on. Why are your prices so much lower, out of curiosity? Insta don't show where they are. I did the Google listing. Well done, Christine. It's great for reviews. Got it from the clinic. Great advice. I got it from the circle. Great advice. Amazing. And you know what you can have as well, if you have got a little clinic or a studio, a little QR code on your reception desk for your Google review. So when they're there, when they're about to pay, get them to scan and leave you a review right now before they leave. And then you've got much more chance of them actually doing it. Oh, Jess, I left you a review and taking inspiration from that. Thank you. Missed quite a lot of this Zoom play. Will there be a replay? Sam, the replay will be going out on the Pro Members platform. For me, because I'm new and unknown, If you have a portfolio, then I don't think there's any reason why you should charge. I just realised there's a blue line across my face on the camera. Why you should charge any that. Do you know what I always used to tell my beginner students? Set your final price first. Don't go in at a low price and try to then up your price over the years, because actually increasing prices is hard and clients don't like it. But if you go in at your final price and then you do an offer, it's much more appealing to clients because they feel that they're getting a discount, and you don't have to worry about upping your prices later, because you can just say, right, that offer's now finished. This is my price. I offer 10% off their next visit if they leave a Google review. Amazing incentive, Vicky. Not doing it. I feel I should be lower. Yes, Google listing is your Google business, Edwina. Yes, perfect. So I have a Google listing and I send my clients a link to go straight to it from their phone. So we actually have this set up automated for clients as well through Avatu. So I use Avatu as my booking system, and we send them an automated message when they leave the clinic to leave us a review, and it links straight to Google. We also send automated check-ins and happy birthdays and lots of different things, but it's all automated, so it doesn't take any time. Once it's set up, it's done. So establish your presence on social media, which I guess that's where most of us do spend our time these days, is social media, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. But you want to make sure you're engaging on socials, not just selling. Remember, social media is meant to be a platform where we are social. It's not meant to be a sales platform. So someone that I used to work with, she used to say to me, only sell once a week. Don't sell with every post. So you should be providing value. You should be providing entertainment, behind the scenes, reviews, before and afters. And then once a week, you slot in a little selling post, like a book now post. Because if every post you do is buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now, people stop taking notice. They just scroll. They're not interested. So try and get your social media to be engaging. Make sure you're replying to people. If they're leaving comments or they're messaging you, you're always replying to them. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I was doing well then. If you can get over that fear of doing a live or going on, putting your face to camera, then I would strongly recommend that you do. Because again, the more you can show up and show your personality, the more people you will attract. And people will already start getting to know you. They'll feel more confident to come and book in with you. If you don't do a lot of videos or lives yet, do you know a really good way to start? It's just by doing a little story. Just a story on Instagram. They only last 24 hours. There's no pressure. You can put a filter on if you feel like shit. You don't even need to have your makeup on. But stories are a really good way of getting used to being on camera. Don't be scared as well to show snippets of your personal life. Now, I don't put a lot of this on my grid, like on Instagram. I might put the odd little ones scattered around, but I don't fill my grid up with my personal life, because my grid, I find, is there for my cold audience, people that are just discovering me and they want to see my work. But on my stories, where my followers will see more frequently, is where I will do more relaxed content, more personal content, just a bit of this and a bit of that. I don't really put too much thought into it. I'm just sharing on my stories, because that's where my warm audience will be tending to hang out more. So people that already know me, or people that have been to me or that have been following me for a while. Don't be afraid as well to collaborate with other businesses to build your exposure. So like I said earlier, when I was doing all my clinic locations, technically that is a collaboration. I'm borrowing someone else's audience for my game. You could try and collaborate with local hairdressers or beauticians or anywhere that you feel your ideal client will be hanging out. You could sort out some form of referral scheme or a collaboration with them where you cross promote each other, because again, it's just widening that net. It's getting you in front of more people. Sharing testimonials. So positive reviews do help to build trust and credibility. So whenever you get a review, make sure you're sharing that on your socials. And then educational content helps to position you as more of an expert. So don't, even if you're new, okay, you can still educate clients, because that's what you're doing at a consultation. So think about the common questions you get asked at a consultation and make that into content for your socials. A really popular one that I always get a lot of engagement on is the difference between machine strokes and microblading. Or how long does it last? Or will my brows go red? Will my brows go grey? Winged eyeliners, they're permanent, they're never disappearing ever. I like to be quite honest and quite blunt with my educational posts, because I find it triggers a lot of engagement, or a little bit controversial. Do some myth busting. Myth bustings are really good ones for engagement. Flick through these comments. I started 4 months ago posting educational videos, and it's gained me so many new clients listening and watching me. They commented on how they felt they already knew me before coming in. Claire, absolutely amazing. So what sort of education? I just went over that. Natasha, I've started joining my clients for my video testimonials are gold. If you can get a client to leave a video review, they literally are the best reviews you could get. People buy from people. Michelle, 100%. The more you show who you are, the more you're going to get that ideal client through your door. I'm gutted I have to leave. Oh, Grace, no worries. Yes, the replay will go on for pro members on the e-learning. The volume has gone. Can everyone else still hear me? Yeah, okay. I've just got a client offering a 20% discount for sharing and tagging me on her treatment photos and writing me a review. Great collaboration, Rachel. Even like if you can get like little influencers in, people that have got a huge Instagram following, offer them a discount to come and have their brows done with you in return for a social media post and a tag. It won't guarantee you a booking, but it will definitely increase your following and it will raise your audience. Nina, sorry for we started at 8. No worries, Nina. Yep. Okay. So content marketing is anything that you create or share which is valuable, relevant, and it's consistent content to engage and attract your target audience. So we could be thinking our social media posts, blogs, articles, videos, podcasts, free downloads, quizzes. There's so many different ways you can do content marketing, not just your social media posts again. So don't, try and think outside the box a little bit when you're trying to build your audience. We was talking on our power hour on Monday about email lists, because for me, if I've got an offer or I'm selling something, I will get way more through emails than I will social media, because I have way more people see the email than see my social media. So remember, just because people follow you doesn't mean they see everything you post. Actually, a very small percentage of your followers will see all of your posts. Most of your posts will be completely missed by everyone. Whereas emails are a little bit more direct and you've got way more chance of people reading what you're posting. If you don't have an email list, I would strongly recommend you start building an email list. So you really should have emails for all of your clients. It's on my consult form. If they come in for a consultation, they're giving me their, their name, address, date of birth, email address. Whack it into a list somewhere. If you use a booking system like Avatu, you'll already have you already have an email list, because Avatu will have that all stored together where you could just email. Like on Avatu, I can email brow clients, lip clients, eyeliner clients, clients that have specifically been in for hair strokes, or like here, it will tag them into all different tags, so I can get really specific. If you're trying to get emails from leads, so people that haven't been in with you yet, they're not clients, think of little things you can create, like downloads or quizzes. You could do like a little quiz. What brow finish is going to be best for you? Take our quiz now, and take them for a little quiz. What do they normally wear makeup on a daily basis? Do they have oily skin? And direct them to what finish would be best for them. Do you draw your pet brows in every day? Would you like help shaping? Download our free download for a simple mapping guide that you can do at home when you're penciling your brows in every day. There's lots of little freebies that you can create for clients. And every time they download a freebie, they have to give you their email address before they can download it, and that goes into your leads. Make sure you have their permission, Tanya said, to email them for GDPR regulations. So whenever they opt in to a free download, they are giving you permission. You have to make sure you've got an opt-in button. Blogs. Do you know blogs are really, really good for SEO on your website? So if you have a website and you don't have blogs on it, write a few blogs and get them on your website using all the keywords that a client might search for when they're looking for permanent makeup. If you haven't seen the website, it's called answerthepublic.com. It's a website where you can go on and put in a category. So say if you just put in permanent makeup, it'll tell you all the most common phrases that people are searching for relating to permanent makeup. It'll give you questions people are asking about permanent makeup on Google. That's what you write a blog about, because that's what people are asking and that's what they're wanting to know. You can write blogs. Oh, Natasha's just put it in the chat. She wrote 15 blogs last week with ChatGPT. I was just going to say, you can write blogs or any content now in seconds with ChatGPT. It's AI, artificial intelligence. It's free, doesn't cost you anything unless you want the app. I've got the app on my phone that I actually pay for now because I use it so much, it's worth it. But if you just go into ChatGPT on Google, it will come up and it will do whatever you want it to do. The more specific you get with ChatGPT, the better your answer will be. We are actually doing a live training in the PMU Circle Pro with SJ on this. She's going to be teaching you all the best ways to use it. But I literally use it for everything. Everything now. Whenever I need to write something that's going to be long, or I need website copy, or I want a new blog, or I'm writing an ad, for instance, straight into ChatGPT, copy paste. You might need to tweak it a little bit. Remember, AI pulls information from thousands of different sources on the internet, so it's not always 100% correct. So if you are going to use it for a blog, just make sure you read it thoroughly and readjust anything. But the bulk of it is done for you in seconds. And yep, so you can copy paste, Emma. Just make sure again you proof it. Later, the podcast was eye-opening. Oh, thank you, Claire. So you need to use ChatGPT. You can even get it to write you a whole course if you're a trainer. It can literally write you a whole course in minutes. It's changing the world. Technophobe, how would you add a blog to a website? Oh, Sasha, don't ask me. That's what I'll pay David to do. He does all my websites. But there will be somewhere. You can definitely do it. But it's just really good for SEO. So putting a blog on your website with all the keywords that people might be looking for on Google, it's good for your SEO. It's more likely of getting you found through Google. Would you say it's worth buying a monthly booking system? If so, what's the best value for money? Yes, 100%. An online booking system will save you so much time, so much time. And if you're like me and you're a bit of a control freak, I know it's hard to let go of that diary. I battled with this for ages, but we use Ovatu, so it's OVATU. Amazing. It literally does everything. But also with Ovatu, you can set so you'll put your rota in, so you'll put the hours in that people can book, but you can also set rules. So like I make sure my bookings are one after another. So if you went online and booked my 9 o'clock, the next person couldn't book my 4 o'clock. You'd have to book my 12 o'clock so that I don't have big gaps in my day. So you can still control it a little bit. And we also have it that we have to confirm it. So they'll book it in, but we still have to confirm it. But it will save you so much time, honestly. And all your forms, your reminders, your check-ins, like everything is automated. So Ovatu, Megan, it's OVATU. I think it's about £15 a month for a solo artist, but they do a free trial as well. So you can always do the free trial and see if you like it. But I've used it for years. I literally couldn't not use it. It's gold. Oh, Jessica says she comes from an e-commerce background in business and does a lot on websites. If anyone needs any help, just Google me and I'll give you a hands-on on what to do as a beginner for launching a site and booking platform. Jessica, that's so lovely of you. Thank you. Okay, so booking systems. Okay. Tell stories to connect and make a lasting impact. What got you on this webinar today? I told you a story. Yeah? If you remember that post that directed you to sign up for this webinar today, I told you a story about how when I cut out all of my beauty and focused solely on PMU, I became known as the brow girl. I became busy with PMU. So I was telling you a story. And do you see how engaging that is and how that triggers that emotion and it makes you connect more to that post rather than just, like fact. So try and tell stories wherever you can to connect with people on a deeper level, and it will leave more of a lasting impact. Try and stay consistent, but don't push yourself too much. Anyone that says you must post every single day, I'm going to say bullshit. Just throwing that out there. Consistency is more important than frequency when it comes to socials and posting and blogs, and show up when people expect you to show up. So if posting every day is too much for you and you can't stick to it, don't do it. Post twice a week or 3 times a week, whatever you can confidently commit to, but try and keep it consistent where you're posting on the same days, because people that follow you will start to expect to see that post from you on that day. So like, for instance, I've just launched a podcast and I've committed to every other Monday because I can't commit to every week. And then I don't want to let people down if they're waiting for it. So we've said every other Monday, you can tune into the podcast. So now every other Monday, they know there's a podcast coming. I was told 3 times a day. If you're a social media manager or you have a social media manager, amazing. The more you post, if it's quality, you will grow your following quicker, yes, but you don't want to be just throwing anything out there that's not getting any likes or any engagement. So quality over quantity when it comes to content, and always post with purpose. So always have a purpose behind every single thing that you post. Don't just post because you're throwing content out there and you feel that you need to and you don't really even know why you're putting it out there. My brother tells me off for this all the time. I mean, I am guilty of this. Say as I do as I say and not as I do and all that. Sometimes I think, oh shit, I ain't posted. Quick, put something out there. My brother is a copywriter and he'll ring me up sometimes and be like, what the fuck is that? Why have you just posted that? What an absolute waste of a post. Delete it, redo it. And he goes on and on at me. And I'm like, Bill, I ain't got time today. So just take time with content. If you can bulk batch create your content, even better. So what I try and do is when I'm feeling in that creative mood, because I've got to be in the mood to create content. I can't just do it if I'm not in the zone. So when I am in that zone, I might create 10 posts all at once and they're done. They're in my drafts so that when I'm ready to post, I haven't got to think, it's done. And the podcast is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and it's called PMU Unveiled. We're 2 episodes in. We've got the 3rd one coming out next Monday. But it's all about just keeping it real, like just being honest and raw and no bullshit. But I'm sorry if anyone's got any kids there. I shouldn't swear. Okay, so remember, while social media will play a big role in growing your business, it is not the only thing that is growing your business. So some of us, we get so obsessed with social media that we forget about everything else. We forget about Google and the websites and the blogs and the referrals and actually looking after clients that already know, like, and trust us, that we are just so social media focused. So just bear in mind that content and marketing, there's lots and lots of other different forms of it. Okay, so collaborate and network. We've touched on this already, haven't we? As we've been through the others, but collaboration over competition all day long. I am very, very big on this because I really do believe that there is room for everybody in this industry. I mean, again, those of you that know me know that Lucy White is a really, really close friend of mine, and she's 20 minutes up the road and does permanent makeup just as well as I do and teaches the same as I do. And so we are technically direct competition, but we have become such good friends through this industry, and we actually help and support each other. And we even done a masterclass together. Like, try not to look at other artists as your competition, and get to know them, especially if they're local artists, and help each other. There's always an opportunity somewhere in a collaboration. So the more people you can network with and collaborate with, the more opportunities you are going to come across. And then don't forget, as we said earlier, you can collaborate with other people like hairstylists, beauticians, anywhere your ideal client hangs out. Try and network with them, build a relationship with them. Attending industry events and conferences is a really nice way of collaborating and networking with other artists or trainers. Always opportunities at these places, always. I've met some of my best friends over the years at conferences. So if you don't go to conferences, I would strongly recommend that you do. And I just think as long as you're open and you're always open to, you know, again, collaborating, networking, it's going to really help you to build more of a presence in the industry and build those connections with other people. And then especially if you do ever go down the teaching route, if you don't already, the more networking you do, again, the more opportunities that you're going to find will arise from these things. Hi, reviews and referrals. Do you know, majority of my clients come through reviews and referrals. I find if a client is referred to me from somebody else, they instantly trust me. That trust is already there because they know someone whose brows I've already done. They've seen them, they like them. They don't even need to look at my social media. I had a client in the other day for a consultation, booked, paid for, didn't even look at, not even seen my work. She was literally here because someone told her I was the brow girl, she had to come to me. And she trusted that person, so she trusted me. So when I'm asking her about what styles she likes, she's like, oh, I don't know. I didn't even know there was different styles. Okay, let's rewind a little bit. But it just shows you the power of a referral. So the more clients, this is a bit of that snowball effect. The more clients you do, the more you keep them clients happy, the more referrals you get, and they are going to be your easiest bookings ever. You don't even need to sell to them. They're already giving you their money before you even spoke to them. For me, I am very, very big on customer service. My client is always right, even when I know they're not. I treat them like they are always right. A happy client is where your referrals come to. So that client experience, from the minute they contact you, what is that customer journey? How are you dealing with them? How much time are you giving them before they've even booked with you, when they're just inquiring? Because I know what it's like when you are doing everything yourself. I was there once. I was managing everything. And when I've done 12 hours in that clinic, the last thing I want to do now is sit and reply to messages. But you have to do it. So what do? You're very short with your answers, aren't you? Because you're in a rush and you've got loads to get through. You're not actually thinking about that client experience. So take your time when you're messaging with clients and you're replying to them. Don't rush them. Be friendly, be open, give information, offer free consultations. For me, the minute they're in here for a consultation, I know I've got them. They book every time. I've never had a consultation not book a treatment. So when I'm talking to potential leads, I'm not selling them a treatment. I'm not trying to get them to hand money over to me. It's all I'm trying to get them to do is book in for a free consultation. Just pop in, have a chat. We'll go through the treatment. I'll go through all the pros, the cons, what to expect. Then whenever you're ready, you just let me know and we'll get you booked in. I don't put any pressure on them at a consultation. But by the end of that consultation, they want to book. And then I take a deposit off of them when they're booking. I don't ever book an appointment without a deposit. Then they come in for the treatment. I never rush them. I book out 3 hours for a new set of brows, purely because I don't ever want to feel pressured on time when I'm tattooing somebody. It's not something that you ever want to rush. I value that client. I don't want her in and out like a conveyor belt. This is a luxury service. We offer them tea, coffee, to have a drink and chocolate, something to eat. The better that client experience is, the more they're going to remember you and the more they're going to talk about you. So how can you make that the best experience for them possible? Aftercare, they get a nice little aftercare bag from us with all their little goodies and stuff inside. People love to walk out with something like that. I see artists on the forum say, I don't give no aftercare. They're too expensive. Come on. You can get good aftercare for £2. £2. How much are we charging for a treatment? How much overheads do we have? Barely anything anymore. You can afford a nice little aftercare bag in your profit margin. Do you know what? If I get a client that doesn't have amazing retention and she needs a third session, in my terms and conditions, it's chargeable. If I want to enforce it, I can enforce it. 9 out of 10 times I do it for free. Yes, it's a pain in the ass for me. Yes, it's a whole new trolley setup cost. Yes, it's probably another hour out of my day, but it's a happy client and that's more important to me. And again, when they have that best possible client experience, they can't wait to rave about you. They can't wait to send people to you. And they are the clients that already like and trust you, and they are going to be your easiest sales. So that is why I find referrals the best form of marketing for me. And that is what has grown my business over the years. Even when it comes to training, when I was teaching beginner students, do you know, I'd say probably at least half of the students that booked in with me came on a referral from someone else in the industry. Not through marketing, not through my website, not through socials. Even students came on recommendations. So remember, growing a business takes time and effort. Unfortunately, there is no overnight magic wand quick fix that I can give you. But if you just stay consistent and you are dedicated to building your business, you find solutions to your problems and you keep pushing forward, you will always have a successful business. Build strong relationships with your clients, stay passionate about your work, and always strive for excellence. Hey, I don't even know if Kate's still on here, is she? Let me see if I can see her. Oh, she is there. Hi, Kate. Right, in the chat box, Katie is going to drop you a little link to a free download if you want it. It's your little 12-month planner tracker for your knowing your numbers. If you don't know, right, actually, in the chat box, how many of you each month sit and review your numbers? How many of you just say yes or no? You look at your turnover, you look at your expenses, you look at your profit, you look at your Instagram followers, you look at your engagement. Let's bring some people in. No, 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 yes, yes, no, no, no. No, yes, no. No, I'm lazy. Luckily for me, when I was in that city job, I used to work in accounts. So accounts comes quite easy to me. But I know most of you absolutely hate numbers. Well, they hate this side of it. No, no. Every week. Well done, Rachel. Sometimes my receptionist does. Brilliant, Faith. You've got someone else to do it for you, even better. Okay, so in the chat, Kate's put a link to a free download template for you. So if you are not tracking your numbers, I want you to download this and I want you to commit today to filling this in every single month. Because if you don't know what is working for you, how do you know what to do the following month? If you do something and it doesn't work, why are you doing more of it? You need to evaluate your business every single month. You need to look at what's working and what's not working. So when you're posting on Instagram, go and look at your insights. What type of posts are creating engagement? What type of posts are getting more likes and comments? What posts are generating DMs into my inbox? You need to review it, and then whatever is getting the most of, that's what you do more of the next month. And if something doesn't get any engagement, take it off your list. Stop doing it. It's not working. But if you're not reviewing it and you're not tracking it, you don't know. So like if I have a week where all of a sudden I've had a huge influx of followers or DMs or sales, I'm always thinking, right, where has that come from? Because that is way higher than usual. So what did I do this week that made that jump? Right, that's what I need to go and do more of. So that's what I need to focus on. All the other stuff, waste of time, stop doing it. So make sure you are reviewing this. If you do a mail shot, monitor it. If you do an ad, obviously you're going to monitor it because you're paying for it. And I know it's a ball ache sometimes and it's not the most exciting thing. But when you do get a week of really good results, you want to go and see what you've done that's made that happen. That's a really good point as well. Lisa said, I message every person that follows my page. You wouldn't ignore them if they walked into your salon. So I'm not a fan of cold messaging. I don't like to go out and find people and cold message them, because it's the same thing. If I get a cold call at my front door, my back is up instantly. I don't care what you're selling. I'm not interested. Go away. I didn't ask you to come and knock at my door. And it's the same thing when someone cold DMs me trying to sell me something. My back is up. I don't want to know. But if someone comments on my post, or they follow me, or they like my stuff, then they've engaged with me first. So that is my invitation to go and say hello back to them. As Lisa said, if someone walks in your salon, would you ignore them, or would you greet them and say hello to them? And that's really how you want to treat your social media, like it's another shop front. And then the last thing that I want to say is how important it is to always invest in yourself and your business. So there's a couple of little screenshots I stole from reviews from us, or messages, or someone in the members group. And those of you that are in the pro members group, you are already investing in yourself. Yeah, you are taking it seriously, and you're learning still, you're developing still. I can't tell you how many people I spoke to that are really struggling with something, but they're against further training, or they're literally against solving that problem. But if you're not, oh, I jumped across too quick. If you're not prepared to invest in yourself and find the answer to your problem, then you're never going to progress. You're just going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. So remember as well, like if you go and do more training, or you do a masterclass, or you buy a webinar, or you do business coaching, whatever it is, number one, it's all tax deductible. So it all comes off your profit at the end of the year. So technically for me, I think I class it as free money, because I'd rather spend it on me than the tax man. But you have to do it to keep growing and keep pushing forward. Like even now, I have a successful business. I have the income that I need to live my comfortable life. I've got 2 business coaches going on right now in the background. I'm training with 2 other people in business. Like I'm always learning, I'm always developing, because it's the only way I'm ever going to keep growing.